This video covers the IGCSE Biology Objective 9.2.6 on the 2025 CAIE syllabus to discuss reducing the risk of coronary heart disease. So when we talk about prevention of CHD, obviously stopping smoking and reducing the amount of alcohol intake are very key factors in the prevention of coronary heart disease. Let's just go into a little more detail on diet and exercise. So a diet high in saturated fats is linked to an increase in the concentration of cholesterol in a person's blood. So saturated fats, if you go back to biological molecules about fats, saturated fats typically are found in animal products and in fast foods. These are fats that the fatty acid chains are full of hydrogens, and this is linked to an increase in concentration of cholesterol. Remember, cholesterol hardens into plaque inside the blood vessel and can cause blood clotting and can cause blockage of other arteries as well. Exercise is going to help with heart health, that is fitness, circulation, blood pressure, and pulse rate. This is going to also prevent excessive weight gain and decreased blood pressure. So all of these factors combined together can help in the prevention of coronary heart disease. Now, what if you already have coronary heart disease? There are several different treatment methods of coronary heart disease. The first one that we're going to talk about is something called angioplasty and stent. Angioplasty is a ballooning that happens inside the coronary artery, and then a stent is a scaffold that is put into place to keep that artery open. Remember, the artery wall has been damaged at this point. So here we have a picture of an individual's coronary artery, one of the branches of the coronary artery, before they had this treatment method done. And you can see what that looks like where the arrow is pointing. So let's take a look at the process, and then we can see what happened afterwards. Okay, so a person who gets an angioplasty is awake, but they're drowsy. The doctor is going to insert a long plastic tube into an artery, either through that person's groin or in the arm. It just depends on what the best system is for the doctor. Next, the doctor will thread a flexible guide wire up through the circulatory system to the narrowing artery using a fiber optic camera. Then the doctor will thread a wire with a balloon for the angioplasty surrounded by the stent, which is the expandable mesh tube. This is guided to the narrow part of the coronary artery, and the balloon is inflated. This presses against the sides of the artery and locks the stent into place so it will stay open and let the blood flow freely again. Then the balloon and the guide wires are all removed, and the stent stays in the artery, keeping it open. So after this process, we can see that this person's artery appears much bigger and not as bendy. And so you can definitely see a difference between that same section of coronary artery before and after this procedure was done on the individual. Another treatment method of coronary heart disease is bypass surgery. So if the coronary artery or arteries are too far gone for the angioplasty and stent, then a doctor will opt for bypass surgery. Let's see what happens in this treatment method. So the skin over the breastbone is cut, and then the breastbone also will be cut using a saw, and the rib cage is opened in order for the doctor to get to the heart. At this point, a heart-lung machine will do the work of the lungs and the heart during surgery, as the heart must be stopped while the doctor sews the artery grafts into place. So for the graft itself, an artery from either the chest or a vein from the person's leg will be used. For the artery from the chest, the doctor will leave one end attached, and so the other end below the blocked portion of the coronary artery on the heart. and that will get stitched into place. If a vein is going to be used, then both ends of that vein will be cut. One end is attached above the blocked portion and the other is below the blocked portion, creating a bypass. When the grafting is done, the doctor will use electricity to get the heart restarted. And when it's beating normally, the heart-lung machine will be disconnected. The breastbone will be wired back together and the skin is stitched or stapled closed. And so basically that is bypass surgery. Someone can have only one bypass surgery done. They can have several bypass surgeries done. It depends on how far gone the coronary heart disease actually is in that person. Obviously, the best way to deal with coronary heart disease is prevention. And so therefore you don't have to do any of these treatments to deal with blocked arteries.